In a previous video, exactly where it was in the sequence, because we know there's over 600 videos on this channel right now. But the video that I did in the past was dealing with or speaking about a film that was a version, of course, in the world of movies and make believe, trying to portray the truth that came out of Scripture based on the Exodus of the Israelites. And of course, the movie was out of the 50s with Charlton Heston portraying Moses in the Ten Commandments. Now, in that movie, and I recommend people to get their viewership of that original movie, because in the introduction, someone steps out on the premiere of the movie at a big theater with the big drapes and the stage and walks out like a very strange authority, stating the fact that it was a little out of the ordinary for him or anybody to actually introduce a movie like this. So he gets into a little bit of a prologue or an introduction to the movie, and stating the fact that the theme of the movie was whether man ought to be ruled by God's law or whether they should be ruled by the whims of a dictator such as Pharaoh, which could be considered ruled by the whims of a legal ruler or a legal government version that we may have today, controlled by men. And it said, are men, or even including women, we know they only said men in the movie, but are men and women the property of the legal state? Or are they free souls under their creator God? The same battle continues throughout the world today. That was a very interesting introduction. I don't think at the time people would have realized what was being stated to them, but there is a clear division between God's people and the legal world that exists today. The problem is God's people are so commingled, so enjoined, so attached, so incorporated into that legal world, they don't see true spirituality. Their ears are plugged, their eyes are not seeing, they have a veil over them because of the fact they've got imprinted and trained into something that is false. And therefore it blinds them. The legal name that is potentially assigned to them, made an option for them to trespass on, the forbidden fruit, they have embraced. And therefore they've lost their sovereignty and their position under the salvation of Jesus Christ based on their activities and the consequences of their actions. Remember, there's truth or consequences. And you have to be certain which side you're choosing. Spiritual is not legal. It does attach itself to the law of God and the fulfillment of the law, but it has nothing to do with the pagan, heathen legal system that surrounds the world and controls the unbelievers, which we would probably refer to as the Gentiles. So be aware, you have to know where you're at and which side, and you can't be on both sides.